When I got out of the bad environments, that was kind of like I was still a victim, and I was still kind of in the semi-victim stage. And the next semester, I just focused on school and just trying to keep my very, very narrow path. I'm like, this is what I got to do, and I'm not going to think about anything else. I barely ever left campus because people knew who I was. But then then I started to sway a little bit, but it wasn't nearly to he's like, you know how you get on the right path, and it's like, oh, I'm going to come over here, then I'm going to come back. Well, my first dip was I met a drug dealer who, like, through my drug dealer circle that we were with, and we hung out for a while. He was a really nice guy, and he was there for me. I had like 3 people total in my life that were truly there for me and would help me through anytime I needed to talk, because I didn't really believe in therapy at the point. I just never connected with a therapist there. They just didn't get me. They didn't understand my story. They would either judge me or put me in with sexual assault, and that was not what I wanted. I was like, this is not the same thing. And then I got more involved in the Women's Center, and we were kind of learning a little bit about trafficking because it was still pretty fuzzy. No one talked about it back then. And then we had this screening of Lifetime human trafficking movie, and I was just like, holy crap, that's my story. I was trafficked. Dude, that's exactly this is my path. I'm going to be an advocate for victims of trafficking. And so I was like, I wanted to take that horrible experience, and I was already out of it, and put it towards something. That was kind of that decision process. It was the middle of my second semester, sophomore year, that I decided that. It was like a series of enlightening moments. And so then I was still pretty raw, but that was like next phase. Next phase was really dedicated to trying to reconnect with my family and trying to make that better. That summer, I tried to go home about once a week to see my family, and it was real bad in the beginning. They didn't want to hear about it. Either that or they blamed me for it. So it was really just focused on, hey, Mom, look at this A. Hey, look at this. But the one good thing that happened that summer is I met Austin, who's my husband now. I met him at a party, invited by my drug dealer, and at that time I was kind of scared, and I was a little bit looking for clients, and I saw him, and I was like, oh, maybe he'd be a good payer. Maybe he would be able to put me up or pay my rent one month or something. But we ended up talking, and I really liked him, and now we're married. So, I mean, there's more steps, but. And then the next phase was about learning how to be in a relationship and learning how not to manipulate, how not to, it wasn't just me in survival mode anymore. Like, it was like, I don't have to be in survival mode anymore. I've got somebody who really cares about me. And so he was very, very patient with me and just helped me learn. And I was starting to get back into the religion thing, and which was really helpful and a way for me to like just put everything towards something positive. And so then about a year, that whole entire year was just about getting back on track, changing my major, getting things going for myself, and being a good girlfriend. And then the next year, I was still affiliated with the Women's Center, and we're both doing really well. And I started speaking about my story publicly, and then Freedom Alliance was created. I was telling some coworkers that I got close to, like friends, and I had a group of people over, and we watched the human trafficking movie, and that's when we decided, we're like, do we have 4 people? We have at least 4 people. Let's be a group. And it was just like that. It was another enlightening moment. I had ticked enough people off about my story. They used their wrath, and they wanted to put it towards something good. And then in the beginning, it was just about awareness at that point, because we realized like everything could have been so different for me if I would have known what to do and known about it.